This is Hoodies. All right, last sound check. Testing 1 2 1 2. Testing 1 2 1 2. Testing 1 2 1 2. All right, let's do it, man. Let's do it. Yep. Welcome back to another dope session of Hoodies the podcast. I'm the host, the God Rashidi, coming at you live from the Skill Suite. And maybe not so live, but we coming at you, man. Let's put one in the ear for Hoodies the podcast. Word, let's get right on into this thing, man. I haven't been very consistent. Y'all know that. For the very few people who've been watching, you know I haven't been very consistent. And the reason being is I don't really have a lot to talk about. I don't have a lot to talk about. Not to mention, when you're going through things in your personal life, my priorities have just been elsewhere. That's all. Like I said, it's just not a whole lot to talk about. You know, I wish. Well, no, I don't wish that because I am who I am. But I'll just say that I have a certain amount of respect for people who can take everything that happens in pop culture, everything that happens in news, and everything that happens in this, that, and the third, and can, make reaction videos to it and content. That's a very unique talent to be able to take everything, like everything is content. You know what I mean? And then to make it interesting enough to where people will subscribe and keep tuning in every so often for your content. That's I respect that skill set. Unfortunately for me, there's not a whole lot that, like for example, right now there's, a Breakfast Club interview with Ja Rule in it, and he's had some things to say about 50 Cent in regards to what 50 Cent said in the wake of Irv Gotti's passing. And there's a lot of reaction videos. You know what I'm saying? And again, I respect the skill set. I just don't care enough about Ja Rule and 50 Cent's 20-something-year-old beef, if that's what you want to call it at this point. These men, I think, it's safe to say we're probably all in our 50s now, or something close to it. Everybody's successful. Everybody's doing their own thing. I'm over it. That was going on back, like I said, 20-something years ago when I actually somewhat cared. And yet, again, I respect the skill set, and then there's a crap load of reaction videos about that, about every little thing that happens. I don't care that much about things like that, and again, I'm not gonna beat a dead horse with it, but I've been wanting a co-host or something. See all the trendy pop culture things. I've never really liked talking about that. Maybe every now and then I may talk about something current, but I like to talk about things that matter in here. And in here, and I mean in our hearts and in our souls and in our minds. That stuff that's always trending, regardless of what time of year, what time of day, what season, whatever. Self-care, mental awareness, mental health, things like that. That's always current. And of course, some social issues, some things in regards to black folks. Well, a lot of things in regards to black folk. But a lot of the trendy things, they really don't interest me. I don't really watch the news like that. There's a lot of fear mongering and all that. So sometimes, from time to time, I struggle with content. Now, I said, when you're going through some things, see, that could be content, but of course, it involves other people, so they're gonna feel some type of way. So you can't really. Because next thing you know, oh, you was talking about me, or why you say that, or it doesn't matter it doesn't matter how you put it out there. It's your personal business. It involves other people, so that would just make things worse. You know what I mean? So again, as I said before, the universe has a funny way of reminding us to focus on ourselves, and meaning what's important. We go through changes in life, and a lot of times making content out of it just isn't necessarily. Maybe once it's said and gone, maybe long after it's happened, sure. But in the way, but in the midst of it, I for one don't think that that's good practice, and I may have done that before, and that probably wasn't cool either. I'm growing. I'm growing. That wasn't cool, and to whomever I've offended, well, I would say sorry, but what's done is done. What's done is done. But I will acknowledge and say that I can be better when it comes to you know what I'm saying, trying to say things in regards to my personal life. But fuck it, because listen, and it's not that I'm trying to avoid accountability. It's just that to some degree, I feel as though I should be allowed to talk about how I feel about certain things. You know what I mean? And I'm gonna leave that right there because it's still not coming out right, and that's okay too. I'll find the right words. And who knows? You know, since the universe has this funny way of reminding us to focus on ourselves, maybe the universe is just giving us a funny. It has its funny way of showing us that we should just focus. Period. You know, I fell off with my meditating. You know, I've noticed that yesterday. Well, no, I've been noticed it, but got back into it yesterday, right? And I can already tell the difference when I tap in. That there's just certain things that, for whatever reasons, we lose focus on. For some of you, maybe be able to relate to that. You know, maybe if you're a religious person, maybe you haven't been praying as often as you once did. You know, maybe there's a particular routine that you did every morning, you know, before you went out into the world, and it's gotten away from you. And it may not be that noticeable at first, but then, you know, the universe has a funny way of reminding us to say, boom, you need to recenter yourself. Recenter yourself. You understand? You know, get your bearings about you again, and let's give it a go again. You know, before you go out into the world today, you need to whoop de whoop de whoop. You know what I'm saying? So maybe that's where the content is. Maybe that's where the content is. The content for me, maybe the content for me is just finding content. You know? Shout out to all the content creators who constantly got something. That's what's up, man. And listen, a lot of them don't have a co-host either. So maybe that's an excuse that I'm making. Maybe that's just an excuse. Okay. As much as I rock with the NBA, one would think I would talk about that a little bit more, right? So check it. Where should we start? How about with jamorant? And then we'll get into the playoffs, my predictions and all of that. Can we do that? Let's do that. Okay, so listen. I think the NBA was right in finding jamorant 75 grand for the gun gestures. You know what I'm saying? Whatever, you know, the gestures and all that. When you got the type of pass that you got, you know, with guns, this, that, and the third. You know, this young man is on record for being at some mall or whatever, and his mom's was there. And then they said, it's like, yo, I'm going to see you when you get off. He's got a past. You understand what I'm saying? The last thing you should be doing is making gun gestures, is what I'm saying, because of your past. And we like to think that, you know, but you can't judge him off the stuff in the past. I don't know. Because you get judged when it comes to credit, right? Listen, when you stand in front of a judge and you got this rap sheet, you know, people are going to think of ways. Sure, people can change. Sure. But I'm just saying, when you have a record, people remember. That's all. So yeah. So after warning him to chill with that shit, he did it again. So yeah, I think the NBA was right in finding him. And I get it. He's young, you know, early 20s, I think. He's young, you know, young and dumb. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, the young man has to be held accountable. Yeah. Anyway, the young man has to be held accountable. You know, and keep in mind, when you work for the NBA, that's corporate America. And in corporate America, as much as we want to sit up here and complain and say, why can't he do this? Why can't he say that? Again, that's like complaining, that, you can't do whatever you want in your mother and your father's crib. As a child, you complaining because you can't say and do what you want in your parents' crib. Yeah, well, you can't say and do what you want on the NBA's basketball court. This comes with the job. Comes with the job. This is corporate America. As long as, listen, I rock with anything as long as it doesn't violate my civil rights. If the police says, give me a license, registration, this, that, and the third, and whoop-de-whoop, as long as my civil rights aren't violated, I'm complying. I'm going to comply. You know what I'm saying? Listen, if I can't make gun gestures, especially because I have a shaky past, I'm going to chill on the gun gestures. You call me whatever you want. But when you work in this environment, there's certain rules that come with it. As long as you're not violating, as long as you're not selling out, as long as you're not selling your people out, you know what I mean? Listen, man, ain't nothing wrong with playing the game. Unless you own a particular situation, I say this all the time. Unless you own some shit, if you don't have your own business, you're playing the game. You are abiding by someone else's rules. It just is what it is. Allen Iverson, back when he was in the league, came out with an album. I don't know if it was just a mixtape or whatever, but he came out with an album, and I ain't gonna front. I ain't never heard a song off of it. But from what I hear, I believe, was it David Stern? David Stern, the old commissioner. He heard it and felt some type of way about it. It has some of the usual rhetoric. He's from out here. I don't know if he's from Newport News. I think he's from Hampton. You know what I mean? But he's from out here and was talking about, his I guess life prior to being in the NBA. NBA got wind of it and was like, nah, man, that's not acceptable. That ain't acceptable. Maybe it was talking about some usual shit, bitches, guns, this, that, and the third, pistol whipping niggas. I smack a nigga, pop him. I don't know. I'm guessing here. But if that's what, but listen, AI, Bubba Chuck, pulled that shit. Even he knew, fuck that. You know what I mean? If that's what it is, and that's what it is, I don't want no problems. You're in corporate America. You got to play corporate American games. You got to play those games. Play the game. It's not, unless you are in control, unless you got some power, you're playing the game. And even then, you're still playing the game. It's just what it is. You know what I'm saying? So I hope, what I was going to say, because since now he's not doing the gun gesture thing, now he's doing the grenade thing, and I would do it better. I think he's doing something like he's throwing it out in the crowd, covering his head like he's throwing a grenade and waiting for it to blow up. I like that. I ain't gonna front. I'm kind of liking that. I'm liking that. Good alternative. I think he got that idea from Gilbert Arenas. Gilbert Arenas said that on his podcast, or in some show I saw a clip. I think he got that because he was saying, why don't you try something else? Why don't you try throwing a grenade? Next thing you know, that's what he's doing. He's throwing a grenade. I like that. I would have done it better. I would have, like he bit the pin off and then ran down the court or something. I don't know. Maybe he did what he did. I don't know. I'm feeling it. Run with that, Ja. So anyway, more about the NBA. Eastern Conference. I got my squad, the Boston Celtics, coming out the East again. I don't think New York will be making too much noise. I think New York is going to do enough to give Knicks fans a reason to cheer. You know what I mean? Give all the stars an opportunity to kick it in Madison Square Garden and do what they do. In fact, anytime the Knicks are in the playoffs, I like it because there's something about, and then anytime the Lakers are in the playoffs too, there's something about seeing all the stars, Tracy Morgan, Chris Rock, all them dudes. There'd be rappers in the crowd, celebrities, Denzel, Spike Lee in the crowd, Madison Square Garden, the playoffs. Oh man, it feels good. It feels good to watch. Same thing with the Lakers. When you see all the celebrities out there, Floyd Mayweather and other boxers and celebrities, you might see I don't know, 50 out there maybe. I don't know. They be out. It's just a wonderful. It's just a great thing to watch. So, but yeah, as far as the Knicks are concerned, I think they'll give Knicks fans a reason to cheer briefly, and they'll be up out of here. Maybe a second round exit. The Bucks, I'm thinking first round exit, 7 games, whoever they play. I don't know. Definitely second round. There's really no other. Philly is out of there. Chicago and Miami's in the play-in. Yo, Kobe White is balling. Chicago's sneaky. They sneaky. I don't really know. I don't really know, man. I don't think they're gonna beat an elite team. I wouldn't sleep on them though. They sneaky. They sneaky. So watch out for Chicago. I don't think Miami's gonna make it. And if they do, maybe AFC or something like that. You know what I mean? Two best teams in the East is Boston and Cleveland. I believe it's going to be them in the Eastern Conference Finals. I got Boston winning that 7 games. I'm gonna put some respect on their name. 7 games. 7 games. Boston gets them out of there. On the West, I'm liking OKC. I like SGA. I really rock with them dudes, man. They got a little bit of playoff experience. They all work together. In the latter parts of the game, like crunch time, they know who to get a ball to. Everybody knows their role. SGA, he'll never seem phased. He seemed like he always ready for whatever. He just never seems phased. He's always unfazed. He's always ready to go, and he's like he knows when to go. Tell me when to go. Tell me when to go. Tell me when to go. He always knows when to go. I rock with him heavy. So I don't know. When everybody's saying the Lakers gonna make easy work out of them, I don't know, man. I don't know. I gotta see it. I'm not saying they can't do it. I gotta see it, cause I don't know. Them some young bulls over there. You know what I mean? They like little stallions. They run. And listen, the last time the Lakers played Boston, yeah, Luka and LeBron was spry and ready to go. And as soon as mid third quarter hit, you start seeing fatigue, because Luka he's not in the best shape, and LeBron, as great as that brother still is, he's 40 years old now. 40 is 40. Great shape. But 40 is 40. Exceptional shape. One of the most durable players I've ever seen in the league. Dead ass. LeBron is that guy. Jordan is the GOAT. But LeBron is that dude and has been that dude for about 22 seasons. That's exceptional. Word. But 40 is 40. Mid to late third quarter, the both of them start looking winded. So, what you gonna do against some young bulls? Y'all gonna have to rely a lot on coaching and IQ. Maybe some physicality. Maybe them young bulls ain't used to that. They still young. Maybe you can get in their head or something like that. But I have to see it to believe it. But for right now, I got OKC beating the Lakers. Dead ass. You know? The Clippers look good. I'm not sure if the Lakers are good enough to beat the Clippers in a 7-game series. I don't know. But in if a series like that was to happen, I haven't matched up who's going to be playing who. The playoffs haven't quite started. I believe Sunday is the last game of the season. Them games don't really count. So then there's the play-in, and then there's the playoffs. So I don't know who's playing who right now. But if for whatever reason, I doubt if they play, because I think the Clippers are up. I don't know where they are. Matter of fact, let me look now. Let me look now. We're gonna do Bleacher Report. Figure Lord up. Lord up. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, don't get me wrong. Lakers do look good. They look damn good. I thought when they traded AD, I thought I thought that they would okay, here we go, standings. Yeah, I thought that they would be worse defensively. I thought offensively they would improve, but defensively be worse. But no. The Lakers are good. In fact, better than what they were when Anthony Davis was there. That's a testament to JJ Redick's coaching right there. That's coaching right there. So all right, Cavs one in the East, Celtics two, Knicks are third. So it's still kind of hard to tell who will be playing who because we haven't figured out a definitive seventh and eighth seed yet because of the play-in. But so yeah, I don't know who. I don't know which team, either the Bulls or the Heat, that the Celtics will be playing, or who the Cavs will be playing. So I think it'll be. I don't know. I can't really say. See, the Lakers are third in the West. Wow, I've even thought about the Warriors. Kings and the Mavericks in the play. I haven't even thought about the Warriors. Can the Lakers get past the Warriors? I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know. I got my money on the Thunder. Dead ass. Thunder and the Celtics in the finals. Celtics take it all. 7 games. Back-to-back championships. Dead ass. Dead ass. But what does give me a little bit of concern is that I think I read this morning that Jaylen Brown had to get a shot in his knee. He's starting to get some knee injury. I mean, it says Jaylen got knee injection. Celtics star expected to be ready for the start of the postseason. There it is again. Brown got pain-killing shot. Jaylen Brown receiving pain management injections in right knee in effort to promote healing before the playoffs. That's concerning. That's concerning. That's concerning right there. So, yeah, but good thing we got Drew Holiday and Derek White. You know? And to my knowledge, we've got a healthy Porzingis and a healthy Jason Tatum. Healthy Al Horford. So, yeah, man. Yeah. But that pain injection does concern me in terms of the Celtics. But, yeah, man. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It's that time, man. I'm looking forward to the playoffs, baby. I'm looking forward. The Cavs do concern me a little bit. I ain't gonna front. They concern me a little bit because they're way better than I thought they were. But see, they're top heavy. Well, I don't know. I can't say they're top heavy. They got some complementary pieces. Dead ass. So I don't know, man. Boston in 7. Focus. Universe has a funny way of reminding us to focus. To focus. Right? So for those of us who are on healing journeys from things and from people, you know what I mean? One thing I've come to realize, maybe you have too, is that I find it to be good practice to be intentional about not seeing things the way they did. Seeing yourself the way they did. Or talking to yourself the way they did. I'm saying that to say that if those words that you heard from them made you feel insignificant, small, not valuable. You know what I'm saying? Checking for my appointment. Ashamed, unworthy. You know what I'm saying? It's important that you stop repeating them to yourself. What they said, and it's important you stop repeating it to yourself. It's important that you get that out of your own head. You know what I'm saying? And counter it. I am worthy. I am valuable. You know what I'm saying? I am somebody, with or without you. You know what I'm saying? I am worthy. I matter. You know what I'm saying? Regardless. I keep forgetting we're not in love anymore. I keep forgetting things will never be the same again. I keep forgetting how you made that so clear. I keep forgetting. I ain't gonna keep y'all long. You know what I'm saying? I just wanted to check in and just see if I could pull out some content. Just pull out some content. You know? How's everybody doing, man? How's everybody doing? Yeah, good. For those of you who are, you know what I'm saying, fighting battles that nobody else knows about, how y'all faring? Huh? How are y'all faring? You know? So yeah, I can't find anything. So what I'm gonna do is, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna leave you with this on my way out. Right? Don't leave your coffee alone for too long and then be surprised that it's cold. And I'm not talking about coffee. Thank y'all for listening to me babble. You know what I'm saying? This has been real. It's been a dope experience. You know what I'm saying? Thank you for your likes, subs, and shares. Thank you for listening to me babble. Word up. Shout out to the Skill Youth Chess Club. Man, it's our 10th year. November will be our official 10 year mark. Word. 10 years of doing the work. Dead ass. Yeah. Word. Word. I'm the guard Rashidi. This is Hoodies, man. Peace. Hey. This is Hoodies.